Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie Mills. I am super excited to have a conversation with the first Black mayor of the city of Montgomery, Alabama, the birthplace of the Civil Rights Movement. Mayor Stephen L. Reed was sworn in November 2019 as the 57th mayor of Montgomery. Being the first Black mayor of Montgomery wasn't Mayor Reed's first historic win. He was also the first Black youngest elect probate judge of Montgomery County. I could go on and on and on about this brilliant brother's accomplishments while serving the people of Montgomery, Alabama. Please, y'all, welcome Mayor Stephen L. Reed. Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Hello, how are you doing?
I am doing wonderful, and I'm so honored and so proud that you are my very first interview. I'm usually getting interviewed, but now I'm interviewing you. So I'm nervous and I'm humbled and I'm honored that you have taken the time to speak with me. Mayor Reed, I want to first say how proud I am of all the work you and your family has done in serving Montgomery, Alabama. Your family has done an incredible job. Your father, 40 years, being the first Black to serve in the city council. So I am so proud of your family. You come from a family of hardworking people that want to help the community.
Absolutely, no, thank you. Sure.
My first question is, with your city being in national news for what many has called the River Brawl boat incident, how are you doing? How's your family doing? How's the community and the people that were involved in that doing?
Yeah, I think the community has responded very positively. I think the community has come together in a very collective way to, one, acknowledge that there was something that should not have happened that took place last week. And, you know, those were people who don't live here in the city. And the community has come together to rally behind those who were attacked and those who had to defend themselves. So I think the community has been very strong, very resilient during this time, and has really taken a very proactive approach to not only the scrutiny that's come along with it, but also a reflective position of just where we are when it comes to race and class in our city and in our state. As it relates to my family, we're doing well. You know, when you're in the public eye, and we have been for a number of years, you kind of try not to get too high, you try not to get too low. And I think that's where we've been as a family unit over these last few days. But certainly a lot of prayer helps with that, and a lot of support from those prayer warriors, and so much encouragement that we got from friends and family around the country. Really beyond the country, has helped us as well. So we're working through it along with everybody else, but I think we've come out a little bit better collectively because of what took place, and just the, you know, outreach and support from people like yourself since that happened.
I know that when you were talking about your family, you have a daughter that's going to Howard. And Amp's daughter goes to Howard too, and I did a show for the Howard Theater, so that was close to my heart when I read that you had a baby going to Howard. But what's been the most difficult?
Oh yeah, well, she's actually graduated now, so you know, she thinks she's grown.
They all do. I have a 22-year-old, and he definitely thinks he's grown and bosses me around. What has been the most difficult part of dealing with the recent situation that happened?
Oh, I think the most difficult part has been, you know, separating the emotion from the practical application that we've had to, you know, really apply. I think emotionally, I saw what you saw, what so many other people saw was, if not something that was legally a hate crime, something that seemed to be a crime fueled by hate. And I think, you know, when you have to kind of remove your emotions from a situation like this as a position of chief executive officer of a city, it means you have to kind of, level up a little bit and make sure you're going about it in a methodical manner, leaving no stone unturned with a very intense purpose to come to the right conclusion. And that has probably been the most challenging part of it. And I think certainly the perception of, Montgomery and Alabama being back at a place where it was, decades ago when Congressman John Lewis was coming through Montgomery on the freedom rides with so many others. And, obviously you see the black and white video reels of, marches being beaten on their way from Selma to Montgomery in the March for Voting Rights. So, trying to separate, history not repeating itself quite like that, but also dealing with the duality of, understanding the pain of the past, but also the progress that has come from the courage of so many who have helped not only the city and the state move forward, but this nation and beyond.
I don't condone violence of any kind, but I was happy because I feel like we can no longer, as a people, just video and stand by and watch somebody get beaten to death, choked to death. We just can't do it. You can't stand by. If you can help, you have to help. So I was proud. I was very proud that they didn't allow that to become fatal.
I think that feeling and thought is shared by a lot of people. A lot of people.
Montgomery being the birthplace of the civil rights movement, you are standing on some shoulders. You are standing on some strong shoulders of our Black freedom fighters. Is there added pressure? Do you have pressure being the first Black mayor because of that?
Oh, yes. I think there's no question about that. From my standpoint, the responsibility is great. So is the, accountability in what we do each and every day in our administration. It is to live up, to the progress that, really started here with the modern civil rights movement of so many people who did not have a Black mayor, did not have a Black police chief to go to, that they would see in their church, or they would see in their social organization meeting, or in their neighborhood, or their kids being at the same school. So there's a lot of responsibility that comes along with being the first of anything. And
Right.
you're a trailblazer in your own right, and you can certainly relate to that because you know what you've had to do coming along throughout your storied career.
Oh my God.
I think, for us, even, in the world of government and politics, when you're the first, you feel that responsibility, but you don't have to carry it by yourself. And I think that's, the great thing is, somebody asked me, well, how can you deal with all this weight? And I said, because I don't have to carry it alone. Not only Jesus, but also, my family, my friends, and my community has buoyed us throughout this process. But it's a good responsibility to have. I'm honored, to have it because Montgomery is my hometown and because the history here is so rich. I love sharing so many parts of that people don't know, even the past and the names and the figures that have made it this great historic city, and one that has punched above its weight for so many years and continues to do so.
This says a lot about you and your love for your city. Within 72 hours, we all agreed to do a free concert, August 31st. And I was so happy because I called my manager. I was like, we've got to go to Montgomery, Alabama and help and show love. And we want to spread peace. And I am so excited. I want to be a support for you. What can we do to help you get reelected? What can I do? What can I do? I mean, you've done a lot for the city. You're very supportive of the community and of the people of the city. What can the people do to help you get reelected? First, I know they got to get out there and vote.
That's right.
Vote, 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 vote. This is so important. I do want you to be reelected.
Well, thank you. That means a lot. You may have just created a impromptu family reunion when you let everybody know you're going to be here on the 31st. So I know I've got cousins and friends who I'm sure are going to be asking me now, how did they get a chance to meet Stephanie Mills and bring in the old album covers and the old magazine covers, as well as the updated and current music that you have to just kind of get you to authenticate for, an autograph for them. But we're looking forward to the 31st. And I think certainly as it relates to, my reelection, just your being interested, I think, helps bring awareness to it, even locally. And then I think for people who are not local and can't vote, I always ask, can you make a contribution? Can you help us call people, which those contributions help us do? Can you help us pay some people to knock on doors, which those contributions help us to do? And so when we can do that and kind of let them know the importance of local elections and not to get caught up in just what happens every 4 years, but what happens in elections all across this country, but certainly here in a place like Montgomery, has a lot of consequences. They can be positive in bringing about the change that's needed, or they can be negative in delaying things that need to be addressed and, keeping the status quo intact. And we've been anything but that, and we want to continue to shake that up. And as former Atlanta mayor and Ambassador Andrew Young told me, you're not there as the first to maintain the status quo. You're there to bring about change. And
yes.
we need that help financially to do that and to make, our message known over these last 9 days or so. And I think for us, that's something that's very important.
Well, I'm going to do everything I can to help you get reelected. What do you hope that this concert and the free concert will do for the people? Will help? Do you think it will help the spirit of the city?
Oh, absolutely. I think anytime you are in a city, it helps because of your music and the style, all the energy that you bring. Just seeing you a few weeks ago in Birmingham was positive for me as well. And I think, when you have a legend like yourself that comes to a city like Montgomery, it's appreciated. It's something that, people really latch on to because it reinforces the importance of our community. And then I think it goes to show them that even artists like yourself who travel the world understand the history here, but also the present and most importantly, the potential that we have. So yes, I think it will, lift everybody's spirits. I think it will encourage people even after the election for what we would have done, but also to carry on each and every day in our activism to continue to make our community a better place for everyone.
That's wonderful. That is so wonderful. Well, Mayor, I am so honored that you've taken this time out. I will be there. I'm coming in a day before so I can meet with you and see everybody. So I thank you. I thank you so much for giving me your time and telling everybody how the city's doing and how everyone now I know 4 people have been arrested, correct?
That's correct.
And what about everybody's making a meme about the chair, and I I don't want to laugh about that, but was he arrested too?
He turned himself in just the other day.
Oh, okay. But thank you so much, Honorable One. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you again for reaching out to you and your team. We are indebted to you for your interest and what you've done already, just in bringing awareness to this situation and activating many of your fans and followers to get involved, to get engaged, whether it be in their respective community or even here with what we're doing in Montgomery. We are grateful for that, and that you offer up your artistic genius to bring that to the city is something that's not lost on us. And again, we certainly want to encourage any of your fans and followers that they choose to give, which we hope they will. They can go to stephenreed.org to help us and that's Stephen with a V, REED .org. That is something that will help us, again, be able to make phone calls to get our folks out to vote, as well as knock on doors now between now and election day to make sure that we bring this home and we continue our progress forward in implementing policies and change that really help everyone, regardless of zip code, and bring those opportunities right where they are. So we are grateful for you.
Mayor Reed, can I get on the phone with some of those people and answer calls? I don't know, because I live in Charlotte. So would that be like could I get on?
No, yes, absolutely.
I'm going to work that out. Yeah, like they could call me.
You.
I will do that. I really will.
Oh, that is going to be so great. We're going to have to make sure that people don't think this is some AI generated prank. So we're going to have to make sure that people know that it's really you, because I don't think my family and some of my church members would even believe it if I told them that. So we'll figure out a way.
Yeah, we'll figure out a way to make
Thank you.
That they know it's me. Yeah.
Yes. No, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm so humbled by that. Yes,
you're welcome. Anything I can do. Anything I can do. I'm honored. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Really, really appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you here in Montgomery real soon.